And I welcome you back to New York, Title Town, this championship weekend at the U.S. Open. It's an evening for the men to decide this year's finalists. The final four big names who have all reached this stage at the U.S. Open before. 17-time Grand Slam champion, the defending U.S. Open champion, Rafael Nadal, meets the 2009 champion and the current world number 3, Juan Martín del Potro. In our second semifinal, it's the two-time U.S. Open champ. He last won this title in 2015. Novak Djokovic meets 2014 finalist and former top 5 player Kei Nishikori. So come on, come one, come all 20,000 of you plus. It's Friday night at the Open.
Being absent from a tour for 6 months allowed me to have time for reflection, taking a larger perspective at things. There's a lot more happening in my life than tennis only.
Obviously very happy that I have managed to achieve what I have. This is definitely a tournament where I always had plenty of success on. Hopefully I can keep on going.
That final, I wasn't nervous, but as soon as I got to the court, it was different. I've seen a chance, but I haven't able to, make the last step. Hopefully I can come back to that stage.
Happy about the year that I'm having. I love playing here. I'm gonna fight to try to win another title. Now is the moment to step forward, play more aggressive, play my best match.
I have my trophy at home. I like to see that trophy every single day. And I don't know if I can get a new one. I reach another semifinals in this Grand Slam. That makes me feel alive again. I'm very happy for that.
And I welcome you to the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. Our coverage tonight presented by SoFi. First semifinal, Nadal del Potro, a rematch of last year's semifinal. Nadal won that one in 4 sets. And then it's Novak Djokovic and Kei Nishikori, 2 players out with injury this time last year in our second semifinal. It's going to be a huge night inside Ash Stadium Court. And all these players, great perspective to match their skills. We're at the Fountain Plaza presented by American Express. Hi, everyone, and I welcome you. I'm with Brad Gilbert. I'm Chris McKendry. Brad, these are 2 huge matches. All of these players know what's at stake. There's no no-bees in these, and perhaps the biggest one is Rafa Nadal.
Well, he's had to battle unbelievably 3 matches in a row, 11 hours of players throwing haymakers at him, and he gets another one in double tonight, but he always finds a way to the finish line. And big time, we have a change in the weather. There will not be warm weather. As the weather, gets later tonight, it'll get cooler. The court will play slower, heavier conditions, mini possibility of rain as well. I think it'll be a fascinating match of what Delpo is going to do to try to problem solve against Rafa. And this will be their 4th time meeting in a major in the last 5.
That's amazing. In fact, though, nobody's been on court more than Rafael Nadal this tournament. And it goes back to this match in the quarterfinals. This was 2 days ago. It finished at 2:03 a.m. Wednesday morning. Dominic Thiem, long 5-setter, one of the best matches we've ever seen anywhere, and Nadal came out on top.
I was so fired up, Chris McKendry, in the 5th set. I dropped in my hotel room, did 150 push-ups. The level in the 5th set might have been the best level I've ever seen on a hard court. Dominic Thiem was throwing everything he had I didn't think this match was going to be over until the umpire said game, set, match, Nadal. That's how attention-filled it was. And amazing Rafa problem solved after losing a 6-0 first set.
It was only the fourth time in his career in a Grand Slam he lost a set at love. But take a look at that bottom. He's been on court so long, almost 16 hours, and he's run close to 10.3 miles in 5 matches, more than he did last year in running to the title. And speaking of titles, he's never defended a Grand Slam title outside of the French Open, of course, in Paris, which he's done 8 times, and he's trying to defend this title.
Well, he had an extra day. Last year when they played the later match, so this is obviously the earlier match with trickier conditions. And I think what will be really important for Rafa is to see what Del Potro's going to do in this match with his backhand. Is he going to be aggressive? Is he going to slice? Is he going to be passive? So I always feel like there's kind of a probing and feeling process. At the start of this tournament, if you told me these two were going to be in the semis, I'd say move the chains forward. I thought Nishikori coming through the Cilic section, I thought that was the most obvious section where you could have multiple guys come through, and all eyes at the start of this tournament, where was Djokovic going to fall? And when he fell in the Fed, section, Fed fans thought conspiracy.
Well, the early upset of Fed
yeah, exactly.
a couple of rounds ago took care of that for Djokovic, and now it looks like he's had the nicer of the draw of the whole bunch.
And you know what? Djokovic has struggled a little bit this tournament physically, and now the weather turns for him, getting cooler. A little bit like what happened in Wimbledon. So he will be extremely pleased with the weatherman's way he's changed things up.
Can I take you back to something quickly? Juan Martín Del Potro. I throw it out there. And the 2009 champion and Juan Martín Del Potro. 9 years ago. But let's remind everybody what an incredible talent he was when he came through this tournament to the title. He went through Rafa and went through. And when I say through,
he smoked him.
Rafa.
No, he absolutely, Chris McKendry, smoked him. And he played a phenomenal match against Fed, stopping his amazing run here of winning title. And I really believe that had he not got hurt in the start of 2010, which started his wrist surgeries, which he's had many of, I believe that he would have been sitting here right now with 5 to 7 majors. And I think that Big Three would not have had nearly as many. I think he would have been in the equation.
That's really what we thought. But it was 4 wrist surgeries later, but he's back. He is truly a giant who's also a giant killer, Brad. He's beaten #1 players in the world 9 times. This despite the fact that he's never been ranked #1. In fact, #3 in the world, which he is right now, is the highest he's ever been.
And it's only about playing the person on the other side of the net. That's it. When you're in a match situation like this, he lost a tough one to Rafa in the quarters at Wimbledon. So it's about what he can do on the clutch points tonight.
All right, both players are ready for the first semifinal. It's Nadal and Del Potro. And Tom Rinaldi, as always, courtside with the interviews.
The 2009 U.S. Open champion Juan Martín Del Potro, 17th meeting with Rafa, incredibly 4th time in the last 5 majors. How would you describe your rivalry with him?
Well, I think we don't have a rivalry. We just play great battles in the past, and today is going to be another interesting match to play. Always is an honor to me to play the #1 in the world, so I will try to do my best.
What do you need to do best early on to try to dictate Juan Martín?
Well, I need to play my best tennis ever today if I want to beat him, but it's not going to be easy.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And now, the world #1, defending champion, Rafael Nadal. Rafa 449 in the last match, more than almost 16 hours on court already. How has it affected recovery and preparation for this?
Hopefully in a good way. Just have been a tough week and a half, of course. Some very tough matches, but here I am. I'm in the semifinals. I fight it a lot to be here, so I want to keep fighting. Today is another opportunity to play in this amazing stadium in front of one crowd that I always had an amazing connection, so I am just very excited about it.
I mentioned Juan Martín. How do you describe this rivalry at this point with him?
Well, we played a lot of times. He's an amazing opponent. He's playing a great year and will be a very tough one. Now I need to play my best. Only like this I think I'm going to have my chances. Let's try to make that happen.
Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's welcome the players for tonight's first match. From Argentina, Juan Martín del Potro. And from Spain, Rafael Nadal.
Nadal's 24-4 all-time in Grand Slam semifinals. He takes on Del Potro as we continue with Chris Fowler, John McEnroe, and Patrick McEnroe calling this one from the booth. Enjoy it, everyone.
ESPN's coverage of the 2018 U.S. Open is presented by SoFi, a personal finance company to fit your goals, and in part by IBM. Let's put smart to work. And Westin Hotels and Resorts. Let's rise.
Let's face it, everybody hates fees. Now, SoFi has no fees on personal loans.